Christian Gonzalez, cornerback for the New England Patriots, and this is the side you don't see.
So, with all your advocacy in mental health, your commercials out, I know about your friend Keith Miller III. What has been the biggest thing, mentally or physically, that you've ever had to overcome?
Mentally, losing Keith was very hard. It's kind of out of nowhere, and it was just something I never thought would happen from a guy like him. Just who he was as a person, just full of energy, always laughing, always calling me, making jokes. So mentally, that was probably the hardest thing. Physically, probably just my shoulder my rookie year, which it wasn't that hard to overcome compared to that. But yeah,
Why is mental health so important to you?
I was never really big into mental health, like growing up, and I think especially growing up in Texas, and it's all about football. You got to be tough. You got to never show weakness and things like that. I would get really mad, like frustrated, like as a kid. So then when I kind of left and went to college, being on my own, things like that, I kind of feel like it changed a little bit, which I still never really like got deep into mental health. And really, I didn't get big into it until Keith passed away. Like you never really know what's going on, and you never truly know what's going on. And just being able to speak up about it, and just talk about it with whoever you is your trusted person, whoever it is. And so to me, that's huge, especially in the profession I'm in, as athletes. It's not really looked upon as we get overlooked as people. We just are truly based on our what we do on the field, and I want to bring a light to that, as to let kids know that earlier in life than having to learn that once you get to like a hardship or things like that.
By the way, I saw the cleats and I know the celebration on the cleats is something that you have tattooed on. Is there something that you do, like a pregame thing to honor Keith, or is it just through the tattoo?
Really, just the tattoo. If I get in the end zone, I gotta score again. I've been thinking about that. Something I can try to maybe do that same Selly. Just me and him, thinking of him.
Is there any advice that you would give someone who either lost someone really close, um, who has struggled with mental health?
My biggest advice is really just kind of like the foundation I work at KyleCares is it's okay to not be okay, and speak up about it. It sounds very cliche and like kind of just like easy, but it's not easy at all. But it's also like kind of what I was getting into earlier, just finding that trusted friend, whatever is like, you find comfort in as a person, just, open up and talk about it. And you never have to be like Mr. Hardhead, Mr. I don't, I don't have emotions, and be okay with this. It's okay to not be okay, and speak up and talk about it, and do your best to smile. Really ask people how they feel, not just how are you doing, really make sure it's intentful.